Back in the 70s and 90s, the U.S. government ran a hush-hush research project called the Stargate Project, also known as Project Stargate. It involved a bunch of agencies like the CIA and DIA. They were basically checking out if psychic stuff, especially remote viewing, could be useful for the military and spies. This report dives into the concept of transcending space and time, blending spiritual and scientific viewpoints. It explores methods to achieve this transcendence and how it could be applied to help top CIA officials understand the deeper significance of this topic. It introduces different frameworks such as hypnosis, transcendental meditation, different spiritual beliefs, biofeedback, quantum physics, and the idea of universal holograms. As you turn to page 24, the discussion takes an intriguing turn as it delves into the concept of reality itself. It proposes that reality is not fixed, but rather a work in progress, suggesting that both the CIA and reader have a hand in shaping the future. The author hints at the idea that both entities possess the power to create their own realities, prompting reflection on the influence of the CIA on the world and broader questions about religious beliefs. The exploration extends to the concept of God or the Absolute, inviting readers to contemplate their true meanings and implications. Back in the 80s, the U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command rolled out a program called the Gateway Process. This project was all about diving deep into human consciousness and how it interacts with different states of awareness, all tied to what it means to be human. They really dug into stuff like remote viewing, psychic phenomena, and altered states of consciousness as part of this program. The Gateway Process operated under the premise that consciousness holds inherent abilities that surpass our usual perceptions and thinking. To tap into these capabilities for practical and operational uses, it aimed to uncover and refine techniques that could aid in exploring them. It drew upon a diverse range of sources, blending insights from ancient wisdom traditions, quantum physics, and parapsychology to craft a holistic program, using methods like binaural beats, hemispheric synchronization, and visualization techniques. It aimed to equip individuals with the tools and training necessary to delve further into altered states of consciousness. One of the main goals of the Gateway Process was to train individuals in remote viewing, enabling them to perceive and describe distant locations, objects, or events using extrasensory means. Supporters of remote viewing advocate that individuals could mentally perceive information about a remote target, like a person, object, or location, without physically being present. Remote viewers usually enter a relaxed state of consciousness and try to gather information beyond their usual sensory capabilities. In remote viewing, people use unconventional psychic or paranormal methods to gather info about a target they can't see in person. SRI claimed they found a way to tap into psychic abilities to do this from afar. It involves steps like relaxing, focusing, and picturing things. To put it quite simply, they also suggested that info came from a shared unconscious mind. SRI's research not only trained people in remote viewing and info gathering, but also looked into how it could be used for military purposes. However, because there's not enough solid evidence backing remote viewing, scientists aren't sold on it. The problem is worsened by the fact that a lot of these experiences are classified, so other researchers can't check out the data and methods used. The CIA released declassified documents on the Stargate project in the late 90s. These documents shed light on the research and methods of remote viewing and psychic phenomena. To access them, you can visit the CIA's website and search for Stargate in their electronic reading room. Some parts may still be redacted for security reasons. The concept of a universal hologram is based on the principle from physics that each part of a hologram contains information about the whole, suggesting that every fragment of a hologram encodes the entire image. Applied to the universe, the universal hologram theory suggests that every part of the cosmos reflects and contains information about the entire universe, implying a deep interconnection within the universe itself. The universal hologram is a concept that has intrigued scientists, philosophers, and spiritual seekers alike. It is believed to serve as the foundation for the entire universe, emphasizing interconnectedness and interdependence among all things. While discussions of the universal hologram can be found in various cultures and religions, a particularly intriguing description is found in the Hindu Sutra. A central tenet of Hinduism is the notion of Maya, which suggests that the world perceived through our senses is illusory. Hinduism, among the oldest and most intricate religions globally, teaches that Maya acts as a veil, obscuring the truth. It deceives us into perceiving separate, distinct entities and objects, rather than recognizing the interdependence that underlies all existence. Hindu Sutra suggests that Vishnu, a deity in Hinduism, creates the universe. Within Maya, the universal hologram represents all possible universe configurations, from particles to galaxies. It's seen as an expression of Brahman, the ultimate reality, revealing the unity of all things beyond Maya's illusions. As the sutra says, Brahman is the source of everything, eternal, unchanging, and infinite. Reality is but a projection, a holographic rendering of interconnected information, challenging our conventional notions of existence. Now, let's explore how these ideas relate to the Stargate project. Students, your analysis and assessment of the gateway process. Here it is, quickly. Let's dive into its mysteries, and there are plenty. The classic description of the universal hologram is to be found in a Hindu sutra which says, "In the heaven of Indra, there is said to be a network of pearls so arranged that if you look at one, you see all the others reflected in it." The portrayal prompts reflection on the interrelation and non-dual essence of reality, urging an all-encompassing perspective that surpasses traditional divisions between self and others. I've referenced this quote to highlight the alignment between the emerging concept of the universe accepted by some physicists today and the ancient wisdom preserved in select civilizations and cultures of antiquity. Notably, the idea of a cosmic egg, found in the ancient writings of Eastern religions, parallels this modern understanding. The cosmic egg symbolizes the genesis of creation and the evolution of the universe from a state of unity and potentiality across numerous mythologies. Found in various ancient cultures, including Hinduism, where it's known as Hiranyagarbha, the golden egg, giving rise to Brahma, the creator. Egyptian mythology portrays the birth of the sun god Ra from a cosmic egg, while ancient Greeks also depicted the universe's origin from such an egg. The theories outlined in this paper do not conflict with the fundamental principles of Judeo-Christian ideology. They align with the notion that the visible reality, or the created world, emanates from an omnipotent and omniscient divinity, whose primary state of being is wholly unknowable. Religions and philosophies acknowledge that the visible reality we perceive is a manifestation of something more divine, or transcendent, described as all-powerful, all-knowing, and ultimately beyond human comprehension. This higher divinity's essence and nature are often considered unknowable in its primary state. Within Judeo-Christian beliefs, omnipotence and omniscience are attributes ascribed to an all-powerful, all-knowing God, credited with the creation of the universe. The concept of the absolute at rest in infinity echoes Hebrew mystical philosophy, while elements of the Christian Trinity can be discerned in this portrayal as well. The depiction of energy completely at rest in infinity aligns with the Christian metaphysical idea of the Father, while the infinite self-consciousness within that energy, driving the will to set a portion of it in motion to create reality, corresponds to the Son. Hebrew mystical philosophy, especially Kabbalah, aims to grasp the relationship between the spiritual and material worlds and to delve into the divine nature. There's a profound resonance between the absolute at rest and infinity and the Ein Sof in Kabbalah, symbolizing the infinite and unknowable aspect of God. Further in Christian theology, the Trinity signifies the belief in one God existing in three distinct persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Linked closely with the metaphysical dimension of God, the Father embodies God's transcendent and immutable essence. Yet what sets them apart is the prophecy for end times and God's true nature, and aim to shepherd humanity, though this may be lost in translation. Thus, the portrayal of energy completely at rest in infinity resonates with the Christian concept of the Father, emphasizing divine eternality and stillness. Additionally, the infinite self-consciousness within that energy acts as the impetus for moving a portion of it into motion, resembling the sun in Christian theology. In bringing about creation and sustaining the world, the sun embodies God's self-expression in divine consciousness. Recognizing God as the ultimate cause and source of all reality reflects theological understanding of the created world as an emanation from an unknowable divine being. Consequently, it acknowledges the transcendent and mysterious nature of God, beyond full human comprehension. This is because to achieve self-consciousness, the Absolute's consciousness must create a holographic reflection of itself, and then observe it. This hologram mirrors the Absolute in infinity, existing beyond time and space, yet slightly removed from the Absolute itself, acting as the primary force behind all creation and reality. Furthermore, the eternal notion of self that arises from this self-awareness serves, and this is where it cuts off, leaving page 25 to be pondered until its later declassification. As it continues on, it goes on to say, the eternal notion of self that arises from this self-awareness serves the Absolute as the model around which the evolution of time-space revolves to ultimately attain a reflection and union with Him. In simpler terms, the statement suggests that the development of space and time stems from a striving towards unity with or reflection of the Absolute. It implies that the universe's unfolding and the progression of existence are aimed at achieving a state of unity and realization of the Absolute. Hence, it reflects the notion that time and space aren't aimless, but rather driven by a quest for a transcendent divine reality. That thought model, which perfectly reflects the essence or spirit of the Absolute, fits the Christian metaphysical description of the Holy Spirit. Moreover, our portrayal of a universal hologram, the TORUS of creation and evolution, is neither innovative nor original. Its representation as the symbol of the universe, with creation evolving within it, can be found in various stylized depictions across nearly every ancient religious tradition, whether Eastern or Western in origin. This torus of creation and evolution suggests that the universe and its various phenomena follow a continuous process of emergence, expansion, transformation, and return as they occur throughout the universe. In nature, as well as in the universe, it symbolizes the interplay between birth, growth, decay, and regeneration. From the stylized labyrinth of the Hellenic world to the spiralized version of the Hebrew tree of life, or its Hindu and Chinese counterpart, such as the spiral through the fourfold powers, the underlying meaning remains consistent. Mystics worldwide appear to have recognized the universal hologram in its spiral form, embedding this intuitive insight in religious writings from ancient times to the present. That's right, spiral symbols have been utilized in various mystical and religious teachings across cultures and eras, symbolizing transformation, growth, and the cyclical nature of life. A labyrinth, often depicted as a stylized spiral, symbolized spiritual initiatory journeys in ancient Greece, representing self-discovery, transformation, and spiritual growth. In Hebrew mysticism, the tree of life is sometimes depicted in spiral forms, symbolizing the interplay of divine energies and the connection between different levels of existence. A spiral can also be seen in the representations of Kundalini energy in Hinduism, which symbolizes the awakening and ascent of spiritual energy within each individual. As a concept, the spiral through the fourfold powers represents the harmonious interplay between the fundamental forces that play a role in the universe, according to Chinese philosophy. As quoted in the paper, the point is to be made that the entire human being, brain, consciousness, and all is, like the universe which surrounds him, nothing more or less than an extraordinarily complex system of energy fields. The so-called states of matter are actually variances in the state of energy. And human consciousness is a function of the interaction of energy in two opposite states, motion versus rest. Keith Floyd, a psychologist at Virginia Intermont College, suggests, contrary to what everyone knows is so, it may not be the brain that produces consciousness, but rather consciousness that creates the appearance of the brain. Matter, space, time, and everything else we are pleased to interpret as the physical universe. According to this perspective, the universe, body, and brain are three non-local energy systems, interconnected with human beings, energy, matter, and consciousness. Our brains act as receptors, tuning into this physical reality. Similar to how a dream is an internally projected universe, we are projections of the universe itself. In essence, we are infinite beings of energy experiencing this physical reality. And the world is an illusion created by our own minds. Humanfluence out.